Hey everyone, and happy Thursday. And thank you for joining us for this episode of Agorapulse Success Stories. I'm so excited you are here joining us. And what we do at Agorapulse Success Stories, if you've never seen it before, this is only our second episode number 2. So we actually talk to and geek out about agencies that have found success with Agorapulse. And with that said, we have an amazing woman entrepreneur that is joining us today. She's a co-founder of an agency and she's just brilliant. She's worked with so many brands. She's going to talk to us about different tips and tactics for any kind of agency owner or business owner, entrepreneur, social media marketer, and she's going to show us some ins and outs of Agorapulse itself, specifically Power Reports. So with that said, I'm going to pull Julie on screen, and this is a fun chat. So if you're joining us, please let us know who you are, where you're watching us from, and if you use Agorapulse, which hopefully you do, you don't have to, but if you do use Agorapulse, what is your favorite feature on Agorapulse? And also, since I am also a meteorologist by trade, let us know what the weather is like outside your door. I always like asking that question, right? Because, it's like the elevator thing, right, Julie? Like people ask, the weather, they talk about the weather. So with that said, Julie, I just want to geek out about how awesome you are. And I'm so grateful that you are joining us today because everything you touch basically turns to gold. And what you've created with your agency is so amazing. And just how you streamline your business, you're an example that every other agency should be following. So I'm honored for you to join us today and to geek out with you.
Well, thank you. I am flattered to be part of this. I'm going to call you every morning to pep talk me, I think.
We could do that, Julie. We could so do that because seriously, you're wonderful. And with that said, I'm pulling you full screen so we can talk about even more how awesome you are really quick. So Julie is a creative thinker and a resourceful consultant who provides value that stems from her strong background in, as well as passion for marketing and strategic thinking. Her enthusiasm is contagious and will get you to think differently and out of the box about your business and plans. Julie has extensive management experience in all her past roles, from managing a team of 10 at Dell Computers or McDonald's Canada in the new Food Research Consumer Insights Department. Julie has always had an award-winning team, but she knew that she could do more. Thurgood Marketing was born in 2015 and in 2017 joined ventures with her business partner Jess to form Green Monkey Creative. And so from that point on, basically, well, not from 2017, but for the past 2 years, Julie, you have incorporated Agorapulse in your strategy and everything that you do, which we absolutely love. But the big thing is we want to make your life easier, right? The whole goal of this is to help educate and streamline businesses so you can continue to grow and thrive exponentially. But I would love to hear, first of all, a little bit more about you. And before we get that, though, we've got some great people in the audience. So on Periscope, we have Steve Carroll, the real, that's not him. It's a guy named Steve. We've got Kevin that says, hey, I'm so excited you're here. We've got Sammy, who's on our team, who connected us. I'm so glad you're watching, yes. Sammy. We've got Christine that says she loves Agorapulse, and we love you. We love you too, Christine. Thank you so much for joining us. We got Riker in the house again. So we have 3 days of live shows. Julie, I don't know if you realized that. We went live yesterday in our Agorapulse book club and our Facebook group. We've got you today, which I'm honored that you're here with Agorapulse Success Stories. And then we have Social Pulse Weekly tomorrow. So Riker joined us yesterday, and we're just continuing to let this roll. We've got Monina Wagner in the house as well. So happy I can watch her event everything or enjoying the show while the sun's shining here in Cleveland. Yes. I know there are severe storms, guys. It's a big severe weather day in parts of America in the Ohio River Valley and especially the Southeast. So just an FYI on that. We've got Tim in the house too. So excited you guys are here. If you guys have questions, you want to add any additional info, please feel free to do that in the comments and we'll pull that comment up on screen. But with that said, Julie, I would love for you to give us just a little bit more insight into your background and how you got to be so awesome an entrepreneur and just kind of carving your own path.
I think one of the big things was when you didn't quite, I loved wherever I worked, McDonald's, Dell, don't get me wrong, but I always felt someone was smarter than me or knew the answers. And I knew that I had the drive. I always had side businesses. So I joined a small agency and it didn't quite work out for me. And I was about to quit my job and they restructured, and I took my check and went, oh, I was actually quitting. Thank you. And then that day I signed up 4 new clients and started Thurgood Marketing. So I just knew this is what I wanted to do. It gave me the balance and to make something of a success for myself. And then I was lucky enough to meet Jess, who is my business partner, and we created Green Monkey Creative, and we haven't looked back. We tailor to small businesses, large businesses. We're now up to a team of 9 people. So it's grown a lot in the last 4 years. So it's a little crazy.
I love that. I love your whole background and just you starting the business and everything. I mean, it takes a lot to actually be like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. And you did it, Julie. And now you have an amazing partner, an amazing agency, which is just incredible what you guys have done. And I would love to know, because you're the managing director of the agency as well as the co-founder, what do you do as the managing director? What does that role entail? And then also, what does a typical day look like for you as well?
So it entails many different hats. I oversee all the business, project management, account management, teams, any webinars we do, all the accounting, all the planning, all the spending. That's about it. Plus some clients I still deal with directly and haven't passed them off to our new account manager. But a day can be answering questions all day and solving things, or it can be a day where I get caught up on my work because there's still that to do. But some days it's exciting. Some days it's put your head down and go because you have a deadline. But it's pretty exciting because I'm at the beginning of every project that we work on. So it's pretty neat to be strategic every day.
I love that. And you kind of have that brain and that mindset to do that. You're in the perfect role. So I love that so much. And I want to talk about cost effectiveness, because that is one of the most important things, whether you're just starting a company, a business, an agency, or you have already started it. But cost effectiveness is something that you have to continue to closely monitor, and something that you think about when you get tools, you know, a tech stack to help manage your business and streamline your business. So I'd love to know from you, when it comes to all the different tools you use, how you kind of offset the cost and focus on cost effectiveness for your agency. And also when it comes to using Agorapulse, how you offset that cost as well.
Yeah, it's we always have maintained to not have a lot of overhead. Look at this past year, right? A lot of business kind of stopped. So imagine having a ton of overhead. Our biggest expenses, I mean, they're not really big because they pay for themselves, but we have rent. We have Agorapulse, and we have some other software that we use. Those are our big overheads, and they're not. And I don't mean they're exponential. And I just know that my bills are going to be paid. But everything that we do and we purchase for anything with DoWise we incorporate that in our costs, knowing that if our social media retainers are going to pay for things, or our ongoing graphic retainers are going to pay for things, so that we're never left at the end of the month going, oh my goodness, where's the money going to come from to pay for things to keep us going? So we've always run a tight ship that way. In regards to time saving, I always look at it, if it's going to take me 6 hours to do something and I bill $100 an hour, that's $600. So if I can find tools that are going to make my job quicker, and I'm going to be able to not cost my company money by me working on things a little bit longer than I should, that is huge to us. So that's how we work it. And one of the decisions why we went with Agorapulse. So
I love that. And how do you particularly offset the cost of Agorapulse? Because I know many agency owners just aren't sure, do they bill their clients themselves a small portion, or how does that all work within your particular agency?
So we have our social media retainers that get billed at the beginning of the month, and I take a percentage of that, like Green Monkey gets paid, we get paid, but a percentage of that pays for our dues, so that I'm able to, because we went from another competitor and I was grandfathered in, I think we were $50 a month or something like that, but I couldn't make any changes. So we had to we had to make some changes of how our clients were paying for the services, which allowed us to do things like incorporate power reports or add in competitor analysis for them. So these things kind of gave more benefit and value to our clients than what we were doing before. So that's how we structure our system. So we're really not paying for Agorapulse. Our clients in the social media are.
And I think that's kind of, from a business perspective, that's how it should be, right? Otherwise, you yourself aren't getting paid, and you got to manage your business that way, because if those tools are making you be more efficient and do your job better, that's providing that extra value to the clients. And so they just kind of get that right in there. So I love that, Julie. I think that's perfect. And so let's kind of actually dive right into how you save time and also money as well when it comes to report automation, because having clients, you got to report on certain metrics and certain things to prove your success and prove that you're doing what they need you to do and what they're asking you to do. So why is report automation so important to you and your business and your agency?
It's overall it's the automation and the value. So in a typical, in the past, before you brought out your beautiful power reports, that could be, 4 to 6 hours a month for me to pull the reports, go through them, and they weren't very pretty. So I would have to decipher them, because we have to remember a lot of our clients don't have the time. That's why they've hired us. So to, summarize it for them, send out the emails, there's questions back and forth. This way it's allowed where it gets sent out, I get a copy, I'm looking at the reports as well if I see anything glaring, but the client gets it right away. They get it at a timely fashion, because we know working with an agency, deadlines get moved a lot. But it saved me 4 to 6 hours a month. So it's $600 a month. It could be a little bit more, but it takes me like 10 minutes to set up. So I'm ahead of the game, and my clients are still getting that extra service. So yeah, I can take lunch.
Oh my, I love that. I love that so much. So really quick, I'm going to pull on screen just really quick what Power Reports are. It's advanced reporting features for agencies that we offer in particular here at Agorapulse, because we understand, and I, as the social media manager, my job prior to this, for part of the time, almost 2 years, we didn't have a social media management tool at a big company. And so I was having to manage multiple spreadsheets. And whenever, one of my executives needed something, it took a lot of time, tedious time. Whereas with Agorapulse, it's just one click. You can set it up to automatically send out to your clients or whoever needs it. And then they're just like, wow, you're amazing. You're doing so much hard work, which you are, but it just makes it so much more efficient and faster for you. So I think it's time. I would love for you to walk us through how you set up a Power Report for one of your clients and just kind of share the different things that you do. So I'm going to go ahead and share your screen that you have right here and just kind of walk us through what you do.
So I've already gone ahead and set up the general. So what I love is you can do the custom branding. So it isn't really branded with anything other than Green Monkey. I can put my name here if I want to, but I'd like it to become general. You can change your time zone, which is nice, because I have a couple clients in the States that their time zone is a little bit different. So I want it to show up at the same time it's getting generated. And for setting up the reports is the easiest thing. Like, I didn't have to read anything, if that makes any sense.
No, it's all
like,
about the ease of the tool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like so I typically, my clients are monthly. I usually do selected data, because some of my clients don't care about the user activity or label distribution, because some of my clients, it's just not important to them. It's important to us because I always find some information is too much information. So I leave some of these things in here, but I have to tell you, your new reports make it super easy, because a lot of our clients can actually digest it.
Good. That's what we want.
Yes. Like, it's so simple. And then I can literally send it to myself, and then I can send it to my client. So I never have to look at this again.
Which I absolutely love.
Yeah. So and then I can send it on I want to send it on a Monday. No one wants anything on a Sunday. And that's literally it. Like that was it.
And that's how simple and easy it is. And so that's why we wanted to create something like this, because it's power in your hands and you get to send that report automatically. So basically it proves the value and the trust with your client, right? So they're like, all right, I know that I'm going to receive this on this day every single month, or whenever you plan it out and want to schedule it out. And so it kind of proves your value too, right? And whatever metrics or analytics or things that you need in that report, you can get that tailored and made. So I absolutely love that. Like, that was literally easy. And you were talking to me while you were doing it, like super quick, super simple. I absolutely love it. If anyone else that's watching us in the audience that uses Power Reports, let me know. Raise your hand, like your cartoon hand, and let us know if you use Power Reports or what you love about Agorapulse. Are there any other features, Julie, that you absolutely love within Agorapulse that you think other people should know about or agencies should know about? Because we do have a lot of agencies using the tool, and I know sometimes there's a lot of different features and you may not be maximizing the tool, at the best of its ability. So is there another feature that you use really often that helps your agency?
I think, and I'll give you another tidbit too, is I find once you're using the tool to book that one-on-one, to go through, because that's how I discovered. I was like, oh, I didn't know you did this, because you know how to do it, but you don't start discovery. I think the one that I just discovered the other day, which I've used already, is the contest tool, which I was like, oh, why have I not known about this? So we've used that already, and it's actually pretty amazing. But I do love the fact that I can go in and listen and respond to comments. That saves me, instead of going on your phone, because we all have to use our phones for this stuff. But those two are probably my biggest right now, and the reports. So that's,
Oh, I love that. And listening is one of the biggest things that people say that they love about the tool, and is so important. So you understand the sentiment in the conversation around, whatever client's brands, or the client themselves. And so that way also you can interject yourself in conversations. Maybe if you're looking at your competitors or, kind of a different brand, you can interject into conversations where that could provide value to you and you can gain more clients. So, which is so important. You always got to think about that when it comes to your social media strategy and marketing strategy in general. So Julie, I love this. I love this so much. And the fact that you shared your screen and literally walked us through how easy it is to set up Power Reports. So Julie, I just have to say thank you so much. I'm going to remove the share, have us back up on screen. And one thing I want to pull up really quick is this screenshot right here. It basically get reports that look the way you want in less time. Just how Julie showed you. You can craft and save customized unified reports, schedule automatic reports, choose customized comparison dates, measure, and so much more. And so this is why we set this up, because we have so many agencies that are using our tool. We realized how important this is. And this is a special add-on feature. And so basically whatever you need, for your clients, what kind of reporting, you can do it within Power Reports. So Julie, I'm so glad you were able to share that with us today, kind of geek out with us, because it's fun for us seeing someone else using the tool and seeing it in real life being used. And we're just like, yes, this is exactly how we want them to use our tool.
It is. It's one of my favorite. Like, it really, when you rolled it out, I was pretty excited. And I think that's one of the nice things about Agorapulse is if you're not in the group, get in the group, because they're asking all the time. Deb is asking, what feature do you want? And then a month later, sometimes sooner, it's like, guess what, guys, everything's rolled out. And she tags you in it. And you're like, oh, thank you. Now I know, right? So it's that person, like you're the only group I'm part of that I actually enjoy being and people sharing the information. So it's good on you. It really is in this day and age, right?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for saying that. So for those of you that don't know that maybe you don't use Agorapulse, for our agency customers, we have a closed private Facebook group called Agency Love, where we have different trainings, monthly perks, and it's also a way, it's kind of customer service right there where you can ask questions. We give you a sneak peek of different things that are about to be released. And it's a way to have conversations with other agency owners to, bounce ideas off of each other, collaborate, network, and more. So not only when you join Agorapulse do you get to use our amazing tool, but if you get the add-on, you get the you power reports and make it so much easier for your clients, but you also get access to agency love. And there's so much more involved with it as well. But the whole reason behind that is we want to provide that education, that support, so you can thrive in your business exponentially and just grow and skyrocket into space. So Julie, I love that you even mentioned that. So thank you for doing that. And with that said, I wanted to ask you, what advice do you have for people? Because I know this past year was very interesting. People had to pivot their mindset in marketing, their businesses and agencies. But for people that are thinking of starting a business or an agency or already have one, and they may be struggling or stuck, what have you learned over the past year or, the entire time that you've owned your business?
I think, that's a great question. And I rolled it around in my head. I think it's always being that value add. There's a reason why people are hiring you. And I think having that solution and not making their life more difficult, that's always been our mantra. And like, what is that value add that we have is we don't charge like lawyers. And I'm sorry if there's any lawyers on the call, that wasn't to be offensive, but we don't, if a client calls me to ask me advice about something, I don't automatically set the clock and go, oh, you owe me for 10 minutes, because it'll take me 15 minutes to invoice. So the value add that my clients know that they can reach out to me, text me, whatnot about small little things without knowing that it's going to cost them. Or bringing ideas to the table without them always having to ask. I think those are probably my two things. And don't be afraid to say no to a client or let go of a client. We're not in this to be around people that maybe aren't going to work with our values and their values. And it's okay to pull the pin. It's okay to go, I can't work with someone, because we would do it if we hired someone, right? Mm-hmm. So we want to be in a great, big, happy bubble, and that includes our clients, right?
Yeah. And I love that you said that, Julie, because not only do I need to learn the lesson of saying no more in real life, my personal life, just be like, no, I don't have time to do that, because I'm one of those people. I'm a people pleaser. I put too much people or things on my plate sometimes. But even when you own a business and everyone wants clients, but sometimes the stress and the synergy and what they want, it just isn't working. And that's okay. That happens with everyone, every business, that I've ever been a part of. Sometimes you get those clients that they're unhappy. They're wanting something completely different. And it's okay to be like, look, I just don't think this is working, and to say no. So yeah. I
think the warning sign is when a new client comes to you and they complain about their agency first. So that's usually your first indication that maybe it's not the agency's fault. But I think it was on Agency Love a couple of weeks ago. Someone goes, I need to let go of a client. So I sent her like this staple that we have, because we put it on us. It's us. It's not you. It's us.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God, Julie, I love that so much. Yeah. And a quick shout out to Tina, who's watching us on LinkedIn. Love Agorapulse and the reporting, but I really like it all. So Tina, thank you so much for adding that and commenting, and for watching. We're so excited you're joining us. If you have any advice, strategy advice, or anything in general, Tina, you'd like to add to the conversation, please let us know. And Christine said, Julie, her and her team have amazing communication with their clients, and she has kept that up and even increased it this past year. She gets involved with each client and tries to create and offer different marketing opportunities to promote their business. Christine, oh my God, that's amazing.
I didn't pay her.
I love this. This is, true to the fact of what a great business you've created, and the culture that you've created for your agency, with people saying things like this. So Christine, I'm so glad you shared that with us and with everyone, because Julie, I could tell when we had our first meetup and in discussing, what she loved about the tool and doing this Agorapulse success stories, I knew, I was so excited, because I'm like, this is going to be amazing, because everyone loves Julie, and what you've done and created with you and your partner is something truly special. And that I know a lot of other agencies look up to you, and they're just like, we want something like this where we live, where we are. So,
well, and I think one of the points I'll add is I'm in another group, and they talk about, we've had horrible experiences having a partner. And I said, I can't say that. Like, I love my business partner, and but we were very clear on our roles. So we don't overstep. And that allows us to each be part and 50-50 in a business that, we've been together this long. We haven't had one argument. Like, it's always been because we're always on the same page, and she's very different than me. I have to say this because I do love her very much, my Jess, but I will get a little angry first, and she kind of laughs at me. But then when she gets angry, I go, oh, it's kind of serious, because it takes her that long. So, but she's uber talented, and we wouldn't be here without her talents either. So she's the beauty, and I guess I'm the brawn, I guess.
No, you guys are both beautiful, but I love that because it's a marriage, it's a partnership, and you have to bounce off of each other and listen to each other. And the fact that that it takes, if she's kind of starting to get frustrated, something's really wrong, or she has, a true passion about something. So I love that so much. Is this Jessica right here? Is this her?
That is her. That is her. Look at Jessica. How much I love her. Yeah.
Jessica, thanks for joining us. Oh my God, Jessica, you are so awesome. Oh my gosh, we have to interview you next, Jessica. We'll be in contact.
Oh, you should. She's uber talented, that girl. So.
I love that. Jessica, thanks for joining us. So another quick question for you. So you have a lot of rich background in strategic development with your agency right now, but also where you worked in the past. Do you have any tips when it comes to marketing strategies or anything else that maybe other businesses and entrepreneurs could benefit from?
I think one of the big things is when it comes to clients, it's understanding that they need to do things in stages, right? They've got their job to do. They're running their business. So if you inundate them with a bunch of information, the relationship's going to fail. The project's going to fail. So we do things in stages. But I always ask, where do you want to be today? And where are we going in 5 years, 3 years, 1 year? Because things might change. So if we build it effectively, anything we do, then the cost to them will be minimum for changes or additions. So there's always that forecast of where we want to go. I think that's probably my biggest. And I don't know. I think it's the workload. So be aware of their budget. We are always under the, feeling that everybody deserves marketing. So we do things for nonprofits for a very reduced rate or none at all. We have larger clients, but it's the same mentality of value, right? So they're getting the same. They're not getting a discounted service based on what they're paying. I think that's we love helping out our small businesses. We love startups. Those are our favorite. They absolutely, to have a conversation and being honest with the client. I talked to one yesterday and she goes, I need help with social. And I go, no, you don't. I go, all you need to do is start using some hashtags and here's some links. And she goes, well, how much do I owe you? I go, nothing, like nothing, like that, right? We do webinars, we do these things, but honestly, I couldn't replicate what she's doing. I gave her some tips, like you got it. And it's that faith, right? Like, it's not a dollar sign of going,
I love that, Julie, because you and Jessica just want to help people, help businesses, and you like seeing them grow and thrive. Like it gets you excited, that's why you wake up in the morning. And I can see that in just the tone of your voice and the way you're saying it. And anybody that is a client of yours and Jessica's is so lucky because they've got such a great team behind them. So, and we're lucky to even get your advice, Julie. And I have one final question for you and for everyone else, Christine, Jessica, Monina, Tim, Tina, Reger, anyone who's watching us. And this is also for you, Julie. What is the best advice you never took in your journey so far? What is the best advice you never took but wish you had?
I think taking business personal. I think it's hard when you have your heart in it. So I wish that I could treat sometimes business not so personal when something maybe goes sideways or something is that. I think it's really tough, but I think our passion does get dinged a little bit and we have to kind of roll with that. So I think that's probably the biggest. I'll learn one day, I guess.
No, I love that. I love that. And for me, I think, the best advice I never took was just to do it, just go for it. I feel like So many people have ideas, but they're just so scared to take that foot forward. What are other people going to think of me? What if I fail? Sometimes you just have to do it because it's such, I think it's even less than 1%, Julie. I'm not sure if that's correct, but like of people that'll actually be an entrepreneur and, go for their dreams, full fledged. So I love that, Julie. That is such great advice. Everyone who's watching us, I'm seeing in the comments, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and geeking out with us. And Power Reports is something that can really help you along with Agorapulse. We are here to help you, just like Julie and her team, Jessica and her agency. We've created so many different ways to help educate you. We offer the Agency Love, which is a private Facebook group for agencies that use our tool. We have the Power Reports add-on, which I'm just going to pop up on the screen really quick. This is a way where you can craft and save customized unified reports, schedule automatic reports for your clients, and choose customized comparison dates, measure, and so much more. We do this, we offer this to hopefully make your business and life easier. And as you saw with Julie, it takes 2 seconds to set up, and she didn't even need to ask for help. It's so easy to use, our tool is. And along with that, we have different webinars, free summits, all that stuff all of the time. Our social media manager school. We've got the free tier of that as well, so you can help educate yourself, because I feel like education is something that you have to continue to do. You need to continue learning. Otherwise, what are you doing? So with that said, I just want to say thank you everyone who joined us for this episode number 2 of Agorapulse Success Stories with Julie Thurgood. Julie, thank you so much for joining us. We really enjoyed you being here, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from Julie and Jessica probably sometime soon, because I would love to have you both on the show and interview you guys as well. But with that said, we hope everyone has an amazing day. And you know what the amazing thing is? You can try out Agorapulse for free for 28 days. Just go to agorapulse.com and you can get your free trial free for 28 days. And if you have any questions, let us know. You can book a demo, and we're always here to support you in any way that we can. With that said, make it a great rest of your Thursday, and cheers to it's almost April, right? I can't believe it starts next week. Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining us. Julie, thank you as well. And we'll see you soon.